Let me ask you about Eric Schwartz and just.
Yeah, he did a good, nice job. I'm real proud of him. You know, he hit the few goals. They were real big, and I told him, you know, after the last games, I told all of you that he would take all field goals, and he did a good job with it. And he did a decent job at kickoffs. He's not there consistently with the kickoffs yet, but he's for the most part he's doing a decent job there. But he could do better there. I'd ask him. I would think he'd be more confident as he makes things. Yeah, I mean, really, I can't speak for him, but I would think he'd have more confidence as he goes. You know.
He was sharing his story out there. I guess he had this break between high school and actually trying out for you guys. I mean, did he look a little rusty when he first tries out? What were your first impressions of the game?
Well, I told the whole team this the other day. I told the story of the team. You know, he came out, and when I have guys try out in the spring, I put them through the ringer. I try to find. I want to find the guys that are going to mess up, and I wait, and I make them come out day after day after day after day, and I'm looking for them to mess up. All I got to do is mess up, and I say, "See ya." Well, he never messed up. He kept hitting the kicks. So I was kind of caught. I didn't really want to bring another kicker out because I already had Bonani and I had Delbert, so I didn't really want to bring another kicker out, but he didn't miss. So finally, I figured, well, I guess I got to give him a uniform. That was really the way it was. And so I told him, you know, I gave him a locker and I gave him a jersey, and he went through spring ball. Didn't do any kicking, and even in the spring game, I think I had Ilya Petrov kick one time. It was not a very good kick, but because I said, why am I going to take a guy that I don't know anything about? He's sitting there going to walk on our program. We're going to be in next fall. There's no way I'm going to put him in a game. Because you can't create that scenario. And why would I ever do something like that and put our whole team on and game on the line for some guy that has never been in that situation? That's how I felt, and I still feel always that way. So, you know, he finished spring, and I said, "Listen, there's really." He said, "Well, will you let me out in the fall?" And I said, "I don't know." I said, "I really don't know." I said, "I don't see why. I've got two other kickers," and I said, "Come see me sometime in June or July." You know, we'll talk about it. So he comes and sees me, and I just said, I don't think so. I don't know why I would never use you. And then Bonani got hurt, and he came and saw me. I said, well, things might have just changed. I said, let's have you do some kicking and keep kicking, and we'll just see how it works out. And in fact, I told him at the time, I said, you know, you never know. I said, you might be, and this is what I told Eric. I said, you might be like not in our team, and kind of like, you know, those NFL stories where a guy's working at a gas station, all of a sudden he's kicking it 3 days later. I said, that may be your story. That's exactly what I told him in the summer. And he just, you know, he gave me that little sick smile or whatever, you know, just, yeah, you know, I'll go, okay. And then we had another whole tryout with different kickers, and he was by far the best. I made him go through it again with about 8 or 9 guys. So we brought him out. And then I kept telling the story. I kept saying, you know, you never know, you might end up being a kicker. I don't know. But I was set to go with Delbert because I knew Delbert had a very good leg. And Delbert was kicking very good in camp. And then we got to, I think Delbert made 2 or 3 field goals in one of the first games, didn't he? One of the games he hit both field goals. I don't think he missed. So I was fine, and then Delbert missed, I don't know what game it was. And for some reason, I just put Eric in. I was ready to do something. And I think he made a field goal. He missed one. Then in Florida State, he missed 2, but he hit one. But I liked his demeanor. That's really important to me. He didn't seem to get too rattled. He seemed to deal with my personality, which isn't easy. And I really appreciate that. Because I really wanted to find out what kind of substance he had. More than the kicking ability, just what he had, you know, when the game's in line. And Florida State game missed it too, and I put him in there just like I did Delbert in the Auburn game a number of years ago, because I just felt good about it. And he hit a huge field goal in that game. And then, but I wanted to keep Delbert going, so I kept saying, and Delbert was kicking very well in practice. And I told Delbert just if it's 50-yarder or more because you've been successful there, we're going to go with you, Delbert. And that's why, because he'd been successful and had kicked long field goals. Not that Eric didn't have a strong leg, because he does. And that's just the way he went there. And then when he missed the one, I just decided, no, that's it. I'm going to go with Schwartz and see what he does. And he came through. Now, how will he do next week, week after? No, I don't know. But right now, he's the guy. But he's controlling the ball in the kickoffs and things too, which is really good, and that's important. And he's got the opportunity. In life, we all hope to have opportunities, right? And then what we do with the opportunity is up to us. And you can make the most of it, or you can just forget it. Right now he's making the most of an opportunity. It's a pretty neat little story. You hear about these stories all over the country. There's a pretty good little story here going on. And so we'll see. We'll see how he does up at Rutgers. It's all different for him. He's, I'm sure he never traveled before, the whole thing, So it's, but I'm real proud of him. I really am. I think he's just done a great job.